Yeah, let's start. I have Neuro Wulf again with me. Thank you for your time. I know your time became much more precious not so recently anymore, but a while ago. So thank you for having time for me again. It's a pleasure to have you back on my program. For the people whoever might be not knowing you, it's almost impossible for me, people not knowing Neuro Wulf. Can you please introduce yourself just again for them?
Well, hello again, and thanks for having me back. I'm Wulf. I'm the head of NeuroAxis, which is my ambient project, neurotech, which is more of metal and electronic, and Neuro Wulf, which is basically trance and future pop outfit of mine. So I come from Slovenia. I've been producing for 15 years now. I've played drums in the past for several bands. So before that, I was a trumpeter. So I've been a musician all my life. So that's me in a nutshell, so to say, and a new daddy, to say the least.
Yeah. That's we're going to talk about this. So thank you for if people are interested, there is this is our second talk. So I will link to the other talk. Because we're going to talk about something else today a little bit. So maybe let's start with this thing right away. Because, something big happened in your life. And so how does it feel to be a daddy?
It's kind of a very special, to say the least, demanding but very rewarding. So, as you know, as being you are a father as well. So it's been quite a change. But it's all for the better, or let's say all for the best. So I'm we've kind of just adjusted with my girlfriend and I being in this position. So the little Liza, which is her name, is now just over 2 months old. So we're kind of getting settled into a new normal. So it's been quite a journey, especially with pregnancy during Corona and stuff like that. And but otherwise, it's been quite a ride, so to say. So I'm still a bit more tired, a bit more caffeinated. So if my brain is working on half of capacity to have a decent conversation with you, it would be probably how to say, in superlatives. Yeah. So everything is great. Nothing to complain.
Cool. And everything is healthy. The mother is healthy and the child is okay. That's the most important thing.
Everything is fantastic. Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, that's really nice to hear. Yeah, I have a daughter myself, and I can tell you from my own experience. Let's put it this way: for daddies, it becomes better later. Because right now you're in the phase where you have this bundle of joy, but you can play a little bit and push it around.
Yeah.
But there's not much to do for you, but when we get older, my ritual our ritual with my daughter is we play cards before she goes to bed, and then we cuddle and rough housing a little bit and stuff. So this is the stuff you really want to do. You can throw the frisbee and play things and do jokes and anyway. So the future looks will be even better.
Yeah,
will be even better. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, I had a term for especially for the first month when the baby is not really responding to any kinds of stimuli, and I had a code name for it, like a sentient potato, you know, like she's really sentient, but it's not really. And after like 8 weeks, it's been developing, smiling and stuff, and it changes everything. I mean, it's becoming human, so it's really kind of a it already makes it a bit not let's say better, but I don't know, I don't have a word for it. Just
I think I know what you mean from the feeling wise. It's kind of, you have a connection with it, and you get recognized, and sometimes even I remember, even if I couldn't sleep the night very well because she woke up 3 times or whatever, and but when she just smiles at you and things are like, oh,
it's not so bad. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I mean, this is how nature intended it to be. It's absolutely fine. So I'm really, in our lifetime, we have a few things we can achieve, and being a father is something I always wanted to be, and I'm very, very happy with it. Maybe let's talk about it a little bit, because I don't think. Okay, maybe in our talk in a few years we're going to talk about this, because some misconception of today is often that you are the playmate and stuff, and this is, of course, you are the playmate, and you want to have fun with your child and everything, but you are the guardian, the legal guardian, and you have to guide her to get somewhere. So what a lot of people, and I don't think you will, hopefully, is that you cannot always be the playful, fun dad, because what really tough is for me, my daughter. Okay, and just this thing, and then we move on, because I don't want to have this all of me, and we can talk about this in a few years. My daughter has a ranking who she likes the most. And I'm kind of the least in her ranking, because even if she likes, to play with me and roughhousing and all this stuff, she doesn't like that I discipline her and that I don't give her everything she wants, and that I say, no, stop this, and, use your fork when you eat, and all this stuff. Because, but this is exactly how I at least perceive this is our role. We are not the playmates of them, even if it's sometimes hard, and it would be easier to just say, okay, let her do this. And our way is to kind of prepare the child to fit into the society. And I don't mean, like brainwash and don't have your own opinion. But I think Jordan B. Peterson said it once very well. It's if your child is well behaved, other children and other parents or other people want to interact with it.
Wanted to play with.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
you have to make the child sociable, because
exactly.
if you make it in that in the family sphere, it will kind of the child will be able to cooperate and play with other pupils. I mean, pupils, other kids of her own age. So when she's well socialized, it's better for all the society in general. So I know exactly what you mean. So you have to be the compass of it. I mean, she'll be definitely grateful for you in the future. So but definitely it's. Things have to be done not in her, let's say, not to her own preferences at the time. It's like cleaning a baby's nose when she has a full one. She doesn't like it, but you have to do it. It's like that in a more, let's say, metaphysical, not metaphysical, but in more real life situation. So yeah.
No, this is exactly, like you said, but it will take a while. My daughter is now 8, and she doesn't like me. I mean, she likes me, she loves me, everything is fine. I don't want to complain, but it's not easy to kind of hold against that. But we see the higher goal, because I get her to the point that she will be able to defend herself, and also to like you said, to be able to play with others and to be liked by others, and and this is what we are here to guide them to, so that they can be on their own. Because the worst thing is, this helicopter parenting, that you cannot be always.
Exactly.
It was really hard for me, I had to tell you, to let her go to school alone. So she was in first class, and her backpack was bigger than she, and you let her go, and she's so fragile, and my little baby.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not easy, but you have to let it go, and I'm already anticipating, for you it's a little bit longer, but when she brings home the first boyfriend, man.
That's going to be a test. Yeah, definitely.
I hope. Okay, and then I stop with it. I hope she will become a lesbian, because when I get a husband, a girl husband in law, this would be fine. This would be great. So let's see. No, but it's not easy. Oh, and one thing I also always thought, and I'm really happy this didn't happen. I'm not sure if how about you. I always thought that a girl could kind of, in German we say, get me around her finger. That I will be do her bit, because she'll be like, oh, daddy, but I mean, sometimes I play along. If I'm in a good mood on weekends, when we get ice cream or something, like, and then it's fine, but I'm stronger than I thought I would be, because I love my daughter, and she's very cute, and she can do all these routines, you will find out.
But you have to be der Polizei, ne?
Sehr gut. Die Polizei.
Die Polizei. My German is garbage. So.
Yeah, but don't ask me about my Slovenian. So don't.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I think there's we're gonna hopefully talk again. In a few years, we can share we can share our stories about this. But yeah, I'm really happy. One thing that makes me happy that you have a child is kind of, in these days and age, people think like, I want to have all my wealth or all my experience for me and stuff, but and they don't want to share it with their children, or they don't want to, and it's fine, everyone has his own way of, I don't want to tell others how to live their life, so that's fine. But I think honestly, they miss out on a big experience if you don't have children. Of course I get it, you have to have a right partner, and there's a few things involved. I never wanted to be such an old dad as I am now, but if you don't have a right person to have a baby with, it's not good for the child as well. But I think people of today, they get a little bit more selfish, and
definitely.
It's bad for them in a way.
Yeah, I mean, I know exactly what you mean. It's like the whole culture is kind of a more, let's say, self-centered, kind of a narcissist, just because like social media is based on likes and stuff like that. So I think, it's a value that it's kind of it has kind of a diminishing returns, so to say, because it's a lot more demanding. It's not cool in let's say in our day and age, but I think well, of course, some people who doesn't want kids, maybe they should not have kids, if you know what I mean, because certain types of people are not well equipped. I mean, you have to be already for people who want to have kids, it's really just like you said. You have to have things in order. Like you have to not only financially or having any kinds of materialistic needs, but also you have to be cleared in your head. I mean, you have to be kind of a rock solid, because when the child comes, it depends 100% solely on you. So you have to be the curator of its life, basically. So you have to have your shit together. Pardon my French, but
No,
yeah.
but you can swear on my program. That's fine. We
Okay.
don't show it your daughter right away. No, but this is also a good thing, because what you just said, I was thinking, with a child rearing and bringing up a child, also it changes you as well, because this means you have to be more efficient, and you have to be, do you really want that? And you have to make, if you don't have children, you sometimes don't have to think about things, and this is like, I don't know, a really tough thing is, for example, if you are for that you can kill yourself if you want to, if you are sick and whatever, and you usually don't think about it until
nobody depends on you. Yeah.
Exactly, until you have it, and until you have a child, and then there is more than that, because you are the guardian. You need to be there. There is something bigger than you now. It's not, like you said, with a selfish thing. And this kind of changes your whole perspective of, you are not so, you can dance the night away, or you take drugs or whatever, You are, tomorrow I have to be there. I have to prepare the breakfast. I have to bring her to school. I have to do this and that, and this sounds all maybe boring and not like but it kind of changes you, and it I would say, but this is of course my perspective, betters you a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. What I was trying to tell. Yeah, it's
the
definitely
it
makes you a better person in every way. I think keeps you. I guess another word I would use is it keeps you sharp, because you have to be sharp in dealing with, okay, let's say in my case now it's an infant, and in your case it's you have to deal with more school stuff and everything that goes into your life, and also all the stuff that it's around it, like being sharp in your, I don't know, work situation, or being able to provide, let's say, and being able to, I don't know, cook a decent meal and stuff like that. So I think it's beneficial, definitely, in all areas of your life, because it really makes you run on 100%, or let's say 115%. And maybe before you were running just on, let's say, 60%, because you didn't have to worry about stuff. So yeah.
And I learned, and you are also in this thing, I learned also patience, because in order to teach something, I don't know, when she has a math problem or something, you can, in your head, you got it. You don't even count or something. But this doesn't help her if you say, oh no, this is 10 and this is 11, and so you have to kind of. I learned to play dumb, for example. Like, I'm purposely calculate things wrong, that she can. Oh, Papa, you're so dumb. I got this. Let me teach you, and then she learns how to teach you, and so. But it's also, I'm a very impatient person. And through her, I learned patience again, because it's kind of like, when let's go, and, I'm ready, and go. And then she has to tie her shoelaces, and she has to do this. And no, I want to bring this teddy with me. And, I put it in my bag. And, you learn to
understand, yeah.
You put in more time when you have to go from A to B. If you go alone, it's like 10 minutes. If you go with your child, it's at least half an hour. And it's fine. And it's kind of, it's good for me, because it kind of gets me out of, this is one of the questions I wrote down I wanted to talk with you today, um, because what I and when we can go back to your music, because what I also like on it, it's kind of, it grounds me in a way, because otherwise I get lost in my stuff, what I'm doing here. You know, I'm dabble into music, and I do this talk with you right now, and I like my radio show, and da 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 da. And there's always something to do. You know, you can put another post on Instagram, and you can do this and that, and then like, oh, it's time for her dance class. And I have to stop what I'm doing and do something completely else. And I want to be there, and I want to, not taking anything with me, so that I'm in this moment, that I really, and this is also good because it grounds you in a way that you're not getting lost in your
yourself.
music, in yourself, because we can always dabble, and somebody sent you a funny meme, and then you get into this, and there's like
snowballing effect.
Exactly. You can spend hours on the internet, hasn't done anything, but you filled it with stupidity, and when there's somebody who really wants you and needs you to throw a ball or something, so this is a positive thing. And what am I?
For sure.
So see, this is one of the questions, because I'm having myself a hard time with it at the moment, a little bit. How do you take a break? Because sometimes you just need some time for yourself. How do you get? How do you? There's a twofold question here, because first of all, how do you notice it? Because I, like you, I love what I'm doing, but sometimes it's good to stop with it and do something completely else. I have a friend where I teach the daughter English, and I have to go to them, and and this takes me out of things, and I'm like, oh, I could do this and that, but it's good for me to get out of this hamster wheel, out of this loop, exactly. To how do you do that for yourself? Because that's an important thing, to also get out, to have a fresh perspective again on things.
Not to be advocating any, let's say, ill behavior. I have my smoke breaks, which are kind of my. Kind of my when I reach moments of clarity, and I'm not really a big smoker. I have like 4 smoke breaks a day, maybe 5 if I'm working on lots of stuff. So for me, I'm working pretty much all day now. Nowadays it's more like 50-50. I mean, by doing stuff in the studio, working on music, and 50% of my time is actually dealing with my daughter and the family stuff that I have to take care of. So for me, going at, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the evening for maybe just a little bit of gin and tonic and have 2 cigarettes for 10 minutes, I'm kind of reset, just to say the least. So for me, that is kind of my ritual, which is, again, I don't recommend it to anybody, but for me, it really kind of, like you said, with the hamster wheel and being on loop, it's kind of a thing which I guess in a small portion of my time, it kind of rebalance being just by myself for even like 10 minutes or so is kind of clear my head, and I get also the benefits for me is like I get all these kind of I don't know, lyrical ideas, song titles, album titles, design, artworks, stuff that I have to check out. So I have this let's say short breaks, which kind of I don't know, some people are walking, some people are jogging, stuff like that. I unfortunately now don't have really the time because I have so much on my plate, and the gyms were also closed with Corona. I hit the gym
I
at
know.
least 3 times, 4 times a week. Yeah. Yeah, for me, these small cigarette breaks are what works for me. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No. For me, a walk is fine. I really got, because like you said, yeah, here the gyms were also closed, so there was not much to do. But for me, if I need to clear my head, I go for a little walk, and I'm very blessed that there's a park right where I'm living, and a little stream, and I just and then just after a few steps, it already kind of lifts things.
The blood
Yeah,
starts
it's
circulating. Yeah.
I really think this comes from our
Primordial.
ancestors, exactly.
Yeah,
Because
of course.
like in the past, you hunted the mammoth, and then you killed it, and you had a lot of adrenaline and stuff, and then you needed to go with a mammoth 10 kilometers back to your cave, and then you kind of settled down, and
and the endorphins kick in. Yeah, that's
yeah,
what's
so
Mother Nature rewarding you for day well done. I mean, it's all it's all hormones and yeah, stuff like that.
yeah. Yeah, I remember hormones as you said it. My wife, she needed to do this. She didn't produce a lot of, this
Breast milk,
no, this bonding hormone.
oxytocin.
Exactly. So she got some
Yeah.
oxytocin, so that she
Yeah.
had a better bonding with her. With her, it was a little bit weird, but it helped. Yeah, like you said, we are all we think we are so enlightened
Smart.
and smart, yeah, and and statistics and blah blah blah, but we're all just stupid people,
Yeah.
yeah.
We are more, yeah. I I wouldn't go further than yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
keep it this way. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
Let's keep it PG-13.
Exactly. Yeah, no, exactly. Just think about, you might want to let it see your daughter one day, and then she say, "Daddy, what did you say?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Everything is on the internet, so everything stays for forever. So yeah, we have to be cautious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, honestly, I don't like. Maybe let's talk about this because it's an interesting topic. I honestly don't like the self-censorship, but of course, I tend to do it myself. I mean, one reason is, of course, YouTube. They have some guidelines, and that's fine. I had one talk so far banned from YouTube because we talked openly about drugs, and I was not really aware because for them it was advocating, and I didn't. Anyway, so this was a problem so far, and of course I get it. No violence and no uprisings and inciting violence. You know what I'm saying? You kill this guy or whatever. But I also, me personally, I try to stay away, from religious topics and drugs. I said already. But yeah, I have so I'm not gonna talk about it, but I have a very strong opinion. But
about it, yeah.
About it, exactly. But I'm not talking about it.
Yeah.
And I hate it in a way, but also because for one thing, I don't like it because
You become preachy.
yeah, and also, I try to be as honest as I can be. What I really in my life, I don't want to lie. This doesn't mean I have to tell you all the things about me, and I have to give you, I can evade questions. I can, steer my way around certain topics, but I still be honest with you. And this is what I want, and what I also want to show on this program. That people, you're the second time now here. First time we didn't know each other. I want to be nice and friendly with persons and be honest with them, because I think we already talked about it last time that I see so much bullshit and and little clips and buy this and buy that and stuff. I don't, in a way, sorry. In a way, I wanna sell my talk, but what I want to sell is kind of be yourself and do what you like to do, and find interesting people like you, where you have an open and honest conversation with. This is basically what I want, because all the little snippets. Oh, you got a new song out, and you got a new album, and what did you this is kind of like everyone does that, and I want to be. I want to be different different, like to want to be different. Sometimes people make extreme music just to be absolutely not fitting into any category. And I hate it because you can hear it clearly. But anyway, I have no real point here, but it's.
Yeah, to elaborate. Yeah, I think... First of all, the culture, especially in social media nowadays, it's so clickbaity. Everything is clickbait, left, right, center. So to be kind of like you said, honest, you have to be, I don't know, you have to have the right kind of guidelines between what do you want to show the world to. I mean, let's rephrase it. For example, I also, as a kind of a musician and producer, I have, let's say, an auditorium of people that I can tell all my religious beliefs or political beliefs. But I also come from kind of the same setting as you, because I don't think that people are actually interested in what I have to say, and I also don't give a shit about my favorite artist, I don't know if he's vegan or not, or point, I don't know what did he have for breakfast and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of just too much garbage in every kind of interaction, let's say, in posts, or don't let me start it on Instagram with all the photos, which it's one of the things I avoid the most. And I have probably the most boring Instagram ever, because I only have my album covers and single covers, and this is out linking bio posts. So, but yeah, I mean, we're kind of in an era where you have to be pretty selective about what do you want to say, because there's just so much shit there. I mean, to put it bluntly. So I don't know.
And you said a nice thing that kind of really resonates with me. It's okay. I'm actually stupid, because in a way, what I wanted to say is often I don't want to know much about, like you said, about the artist. I don't care if he's vegan, if he's Catholic, and if he is into SM or whatever. I don't care about that. I like the art. That's all I need to know. But on the other hand, I started this video podcast for getting to know the artists I really like. So, I'm kind of saying exactly the opposite in the same thing. But I still see it differently in a way. There was this thing with a guy who did we talk about it? Who played House of Cards here? Kevin Spacey. And I really, really like him as an actor. Yeah, he's a great actor. But now with our come to light, and of course I can understand this is not good what he did, but does it take away from the art he did? Because all the people.
can you separate the art from the artist?
Exactly.
That's the Wagnerian stuff, like all the Nazi
Yeah.
pre stuff. And can you discredit Wagner as a composer after publishing all his essays, which are just garbage and bullshit? But yeah, that's kind of that's the, let's say,
how do you deal with it? Because I was just thinking this is maybe more Germany related, because I guess you have heard of Martin Luther, the German Martin Luther, who kind of made the German language, and he was a big anti-Semite. He hated the Jews and stuff, but he gave the Germans a lot of good things in a way. He reformed the church and blah blah blah, and
that's the paradox.
Yeah, but he was, in a way, he was a big asshole also. And it's kind of if you are very honest with yourself, we all have some shady things that we don't want to show to the back to Instagram. We show only the high class pictures. The filters. I look good, exactly, and stuff. And also, I don't use any filters on my Instagram on purpose. I did it once just for playing around, and no, I don't. For me, everything I do without a filter, I put on there on purpose, like I do here. I don't cut or whatever. But this is kind of okay. I'll tell you my theory. I have a theory that the pendulum always swings in one direction, and then it goes into the other direction, and then it finds the middle ground. Like with your own thing. Like I said, I was doing this video podcast way too much. I did like 5 talks per week, and this is and you have family and you have a job, and it was too much. I enjoyed it, but it was the pendulum swung in one direction, and then I did very little, and now I'm kind of getting in my zone where I can work. And I really hope the same will become with all this Instagram we swear already. Scheiße, exactly. All this Instagram shit and stuff, that people kind of, all these supermodels and all the, it's kind of, okay, things get saturated, things get too much, and then they swing back. And hopefully, we will find a middle ground. There will always be, of course, good-looking people will have it always easier. It was always the case before Instagram, before Twitter and everything, and it will always be the case, So I hope your girl will be very, very beautiful. But no, my hope is that people just get that there's some truthful stuff in it, and what we're doing here is a more like a truth discussion or a true discussion, because back to the things, I don't want to have like a 30-second segment of, a sound bite of you saying something and, wow, this is cool, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I don't care about that. If I want to get to know someone, I really want to talk with him and sit down like we are doing now. And then I want to hear what you think and how you feel about things, and this I cannot put in 30 seconds and not in 140 letters or something on a Twitter thing or so. And so my personal hope is really that we are kind of also the change, that I start a new playlist on my YouTube account where I just put in some short things, because I realized, not everyone likes to have these long things. So I did a short series with recommendations, where I recommend songs I like so that people will understand what I play in my radio show and what I put in my playlist, just for people who are really interested in that. And I kept it short on purpose. So, just like, I like this song and I like it because of this and that or that. Woof. And hopefully people can find something. This Okay, sorry. I don't want to talk too much about me because I think some people said last time I was talking too much about me. So giving it back to you, I think we are kind of
Well,
very
I'm not a great
similar.
talker, so I'm not a great talker. I'm better at music. So
let's talk about music then. Let's talk about
Okay.
music. So now that things are opening up again, I don't know how things are in Serbia. How are things at the moment?
You mean Slovenia?
Sorry.
I think in Serbia they are okay. Their biggest
Scheiße.
exit festival
Sorry for that.
is going
Sorry. Fuck.
So yeah, they're definitely doing
Slovenia.
better than us.
So okay, how are things in
but-
Slovenia? I'm really sorry.
No problem, man. No, for us, I think nothing is gonna open up. I think at least till autumn of this year. I mean, we have some shows with, I don't know, 40 people attending with all the distancing stuff. So, but all the festivals have been canceled. All the big shows are also canceled. Nothing is really being booked this year. So also for the club shows, I don't think that they are happening at least for the summer. Maybe, I mean, I hope in autumn if we don't get the fourth wave, which is kind of everybody is being kind of scaring us with it. So yeah, nothing really happening still. And yeah, how is it in Germany?
Actually, quite good at the moment. We have very, very low incidence. Maybe for the listeners, we tape this. Today is June the 10th. So we have incident rate under 20. So this is, and a lot of vaccinations going on. I don't know how this is in Slovenia. And so, but honestly, I think the big opening up will be next year, because first of all, there will be a lot of shows that needs to be redone, which were in last year and were cancelled, and they're still kind of booked and still kind of, so you have a lot of things that you still have to do that's already there, but could not take effect. And then the real new stuff will just next year.
2023.
22. No, 2022.
I would say my
23.
theory.
Oh.
Yeah, my theory is that next year, that's 2022. It's going to be all the stuff that has been postponed from last year and this year, and all the next year is gonna be booked like hell. I mean, it's going to be double booked every day. You're gonna have shows that were planned and bought. Let's say people are having tickets for shows that are gonna happen in year and a half from now. So you have like, it's gonna be next year. Definitely, it's gonna be overflow of stuff that needed to be
but was still in the pipeline, but was still planned ahead. And you're right. I
don't think there's gonna be a free venue in 2022. So so that's why I said 2023, that maybe there will be place for shows that are, let's say, being booked now. So, but that's my theory. I'm not really a booking agent, but just I see it how, especially in Slovenia, which is not particularly a large country, but we have, for the next year, we have shows booked from, I don't know, you can have like 5 shows to see now in June of, let's say, I mean, you can buy tickets or you already have tickets for shows that gonna happen in September of next year, because the venues are already booked. So yeah, it's going to be, I guess it's going to be quite a, let's say, supply and demand, a lot more supply than maybe demand, but we'll see. Maybe I guess definitely people are hungry for live shows and for live music in general. So, but the overflow of shows, and I don't know, we're gonna be like prototypes in this kind of opening up, how the opening up of the world looks like. So it's definitely going to be interesting. So
yeah. It's kind of I went in the city today here in my hometown, and it is almost like normal again here, people almost not wearing masks anymore on the streets. I mean, inside you have to wear masks if you go to a store or something, but it's kind of almost back to normal here, but no concerts and stuff. Yeah, so you, as we were talking about, you're absolutely right. It will be 2023 most likely. Oh man, it's kind of yeah. I'm not really like now here it's summertime, and you're kind of like you get this in German we say Frühlingsgefühle. How you say it, like spring feelings. Everything is opening up, and the sun is shining and everything is so nice, and you fall in love and stuff, and. And you kind of smashed all these dreams. Thank you very much. It was nice talking with you.
I'm a realist.
Unfortunately,
I'm not a particularly optimistic kind of guy. But I am an optimistic kind of guy. But I'm always kind of prepared for the worst. So that's been kind of my modus operandi for. Pretty much all my life. So
that's actually not such a bad idea, because I learned in this way that when you are positively surprised by the reality, usually, because you plan for the worst, and then much better things happen, and then you're like, oh, that's cool. So do you now make it more specific to you? Do you practice your set, or how are you preparing for live shows or something?
No, I'm not preparing for live shows for maybe the last time we talked about, and that was kind of I don't know, in September or October last year. But no, I have everything kind of for this Neuro Wulf DJ set, which I wanted to do in 2020. I would say it's put on hold for at least a year from now. So I'm doing a lot more. I'm doing a lot more studio stuff, which I've been doing for the past 15 years. So to touch upon it, I'm doing now this new Neuro Wulf album, which is the fourth one. The 9th neurotech album, Solace, was just released in March of this year. I'm also doing soundtrack for a game.
Oh,
for kind of a VR puzzle shooter stuff for very kind of from a very capable group of guys and girls, and it's something it's really gonna be cool. So
I can imagine your music suits it very, very well. This would be, so a VR shooter even. Cool. Cool.
If you remember Half-Life's, I think it was called Alex. It was released, I don't know, maybe a year, 2 years ago, which was kind of a first. I don't know, it was the first, but it was the first big one. VR shooter, which was Half-Life, if you know Half-Life.
I know Half-Life, yeah.
And playing it in VR, for me, it was kind of a definitely a new experience. So being a part of something that's going to be maybe even better, it's kind of a good position to be in. So
cool. No, I'm really, please let me know once, Honestly, I have to admit, I rarely have time to play games.
I don't have time at all. So
yeah. So that's why I would like to do it. But on the other hand, in my last workplace, there were some people who had some VR home sets and stuff, and they brought it to work, and I was like, oh, that's really cool and stuff. But I it still had some kinks and stuff. So what I'm also doing, because I really think this will be the future of gaming, because it will be so cool to be really immersed in it, and maybe get some handheld things, and or you're on a treadmill, so you can also walk and do things. I would really love that, but I'm waiting for it to become better. To become, first of all, more affordable, and also to become more reliable, and that remember, you're also a little bit older, that there was this the video standard, where there was DVD and laser disc and stuff, and I'm kind of waiting for them to sort this
to
out,
cheapen it.
To cheapen it, and also to sort out what will be the main standard.
The errors.
Exactly, because I don't want to have like two. I'm not a big gamer, but I have friends, who collect consoles and stuff, and they have stuff from Japan and blah 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 blah. And like, I hate this, that you have this console, you need to play this game, and this you need to do this, and I want I want the best one, and then I take it. So I'm waiting for this to battle it out between them.
Yeah, I'm also kind of I haven't stepped on the VR train yet. I don't have a set at home, but I'm, like you said, just waiting for it to cheapen out, and maybe like with mobile phones, it's like you have, you can do everything with it. You can, let's say, not say text or call, which is nobody kind of uses the phone for that anymore, but browsing the net, taking videos and photos and stuff like that. So I think what I'm waiting for is something affordable, like a VR set, which can be done, which can do a lot of other things as well. Maybe do music with it. Maybe do waiting for programs to kind of adapt to that medium, and maybe doing all kinds of, let's say, a more broadly speaking, not just play games, have it just by having a game device. Let's say have a device that can do a lot of things, like with mobile phones nowadays. I mean, smartphones. So yeah.
It's when I think of now this smartphone has more power than my first PC, and it's kind of incredible what you can do, and where I already see how old I am, because
you look 25, man.
Thank you. I'm fishing for compliments. Thank you very much. No, but it's really like, for me, doing this stuff is, I want a PC, I want a program, I want all this, I want a desktop PC, and but I could do all this on the phone, and it's great. But I kind of, here I really see that I'm still a bit old in this thing, and going back to our beginning, this will also help you to stay in touch with technical stuff, because your children will kind of know a lot of more things.
They're gonna snowball me with I'm gonna be I don't know, how do you say, I don't know what's the term, the laggard. You have the early adopters, the early
you're
majority. Behind. So definitely. But that's always been with generations.
And I also, because you just mentioned this, I don't like to be an early adopter, I have to admit. I first want to see how things go a little bit. Like I was for a while. Now that I know a little bit more about it, I'm not so much anymore, but I was a big fan of self-driving cars, because it's like, I don't like to drive, to be very honest. So I was like, oh, this would be cool. I just can call it, and it will drive me wherever I want to go, and blah, blah, that's fine. The more I know, it's kind of like it will be almost impossible for a normal, in a normal environment for a self-driving car, because there's so many things that a normal human being, there's I don't know, a tree branch on the street, I just drive over it, and it would be like, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Anyway.
That's the phenomenology of the car has to have the, let's say, a level scheme of what it's important, because for a car, it doesn't matter if it's a tree or a garbage bin or a person, but the problem is that they have to kind of program it to distinguish what is the priority and what it needs to be care about, and that's almost impossible. Let's say.
Yep, exactly. And what I wanted to say is, the more I know about technology, and I work in the IT field, so full disclosure, the less I wanna depend on it. I kind of on purpose, I write down things, and because everything, you said it also before, everything you put on a record and put it on the internet, it will be there forever, because it gets copied and blah, 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 blah. And that's fine. I want this, what we're doing here. I want it on the internet. I want to be found. I like what we're doing. But I also want, I like my privacy, we're back to this self-censoring thing, or to this I'm kind of quite aware, like that you said you had a boring Instagram and stuff, what I put out there, I like to put out things, and I like to be open. Back to what I said earlier, I want to be honest, and I want to engage with people, and I really like that. But I also want to have my privacy and my private thoughts, and sometimes when I go for a walk, I don't even take a cell phone with me, so I cannot be traced where I've been and stuff. I like that you have. If you take a train, you can have it on your smartphone, and you don't need a physical ticket and something. But what if this thing runs out of battery or breaks or whatever and stuff? Kind of. I want to be not too reliant too much on technique, because this. What if the energy is gone for a while, for whatever reason? There's
solar flares.
EMP,
I mean,
exactly, a solar flare.
That's very common, and the whole northern hemisphere can
wiped out.
Don't have electricity for 6 months. I mean, I just saw a documentary about it a couple of months ago, and everything could be wiped out in an instant. Not to say humanity will be wiped out, but we are definitely dependent on technology as much as we can admit that. I mean, we can fool ourselves not to admit it, but we are definitely gearing towards, and we are maybe the last generation that grew up without an internet. I mean, you are also a bit older, so we know how the world was like before all the smartphones and all the computers and stuff like that. Also the internet. I mean, it was.
I was 8 or 9 when we got a rotary phone at home. You have
remember
to
those.
do this thing. And when the first modems where you could exactly you could do, and when you downloaded something, 1 megabyte, and you started, and then you went to have your dinner. And then, you could, the last 10 minutes, you still could kind of see downloading. And then, or, somebody shouting, "Oh, get out. I need to call grandmother, and I need the phone, for phone line and stuff." And so, and today it's kind of, it's great. It's great, but I think maybe this is the last thing we talk about, because we are already for an hour. And my dinner is slowly getting ready.
Okay.
I asked my wife to do it for me, and she agreed. So be nice, be nice to your girlfriend as well. It has some perks as well. So what do I want to say? Now I forgot my train of thought. I was in
technology, making it better, blah blah blah, yada yada.
Yada, exactly. Couldn't say it better. I like to. I think it's really great. I'm living now in a new place here, and we have an elevator, and it is great, and I love all this. But it's also good to consciously maybe don't use it for certain things, because as I started with Instagram, I don't know if you might have never had this phase, or I was like going around and just looking. Oh yeah, this
would be perfect for Instagram.
Exactly. I was only looking around and like, oh, this is Instagrammable, and this looks so good. And when I realized,
people photoing their food every time they have something on their plate.
Yeah, and then I realized, oh no, this is, and I also realized, honestly, that sometimes you cannot capture the feeling in a picture or even in a little video, because like I said, sometimes I go for a walk here on my little stream, and it's so nice and peaceful and quiet. And I remember I wanted to show it once, how much, but it doesn't translate into this. It's just for someone else. You look at it and you say it's just a little stream. But the feeling and the morning dew and the fresh air and the birds in the background, you cannot
replicate
capture
it.
this.
You cannot document it properly. Maybe in VR, somebody can send you a VR clip.
Then we will live better. When everything is virtual reality, yes. Then
Skynet takes over and we're fucked. So,
exactly. No, and I think going back to my pendulum thing. I like it, and it's cool, and I'm really, as I was younger, I like to play this role-playing games, and when VR came along, and I was like, oh, this would be so cool if we are in a party and slaying this dragon together, and this will be coming a reality one day, that you can over the internet with VR, you have your monk, and you have your paladin, and you have your warrior, and you're all fighting together, and and I'm really looking forward to it. It will be so much fun. Like live action role LARP. I don't know if you've heard of LARP. Live action role play where people dress up as elves and stuff and orcs and with how you say it, with rubber swords, they fight each other. You might have seen it.
Okay, I just saw the Comic Con guys.
Something like this.
Conventions.
And where people can fight in real life in a way. LARP. Just check it out. Live action role play. It's called.
Okay.
And this would be in VR, and then this will be a lot of fun. But I also, we also have a physical body, and we also need to take care of it, and so because what I see, and especially with COVID and stuff, is that people, you experience your life through your body, so take care of it, and this is like I hated that the gym was down. I got I gained weight and I lost my strength and I lost my endurance and all this, and I'm really happy that it's back. And I'm kind of, I could do pull-ups a lot, and I lost all of this because I was not in the mood of doing this at home. You can do push-ups or whatever. But what I wanted to say is, we experience the world we live in through our body. So the better you have your body, and I don't say, some people have problems and disabilities, I don't want to bash on them. But if you have the ability to keep in shape, do it, because it will enhance your experience in this world. And
exactly.
It might be.
It's healthy body, healthy mind. Definitely working out and stuff like that really kind of clears your mind out and makes you. For me, it's like I work out just to be able to, I don't know, drink as much coffee per day as I can and still smoke and function. But that's kind of how I approach it, so that I am able to produce a lot of stuff. Yeah.
How much coffee do you drink, by the way?
Well, I'm drinking instant, so it's like I wouldn't consider myself as a kind of a barista, to say the least. So I don't know. I drink at least 3 coffees nowadays. So, but they're pretty solid now. I had a for a lot of years have 1 week black coffee in the morning, and now it's, especially being a dad and all, it's kind of it has risen exponentially. So so you have to be, let's say, I wouldn't say the word fit, but you have to be kind of a let's say active to, I don't know. Yeah.
No,
lost my train of thought.
I was like you for a long time, because I started drinking coffee very late. I started as I was 25 with drinking coffee. So, but and I was like you. I was only drinking instant coffee. I didn't care. I wanted the caffeine. I wasn't really in for all this blend and stuff,
flavors and stuff. Yeah.
And then I started my ketogenic diet. I don't know if you know this.
I know it.
Okay, you know it. And then I realized, I miss some chocolate, and because you couldn't, you have certain restrictions.
Yep.
And then I found out that also, there's a lot of healthy stuff in cocoa beans. And then I realized, okay, I can put in, if I get real cocoa beans, and I roast them myself, and also put in half coffee beans, half cocoa beans, and then ground it up, and then make a French press coffee out of it. So it's a cocoa coffee thing, and I love it. It has a really rich flavor, and I know where you are, and I know you're like, some people, blah, 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 telling me this. This is so much work.
I completely understand it. I'm very pragmatic in terms of coffee. It needs to be, it needs to do this. So I like to keep things simple and not overcomplicated so I can be more. I already complicate on a lot of other stuff, so I have kind of my diligence to keep stuff segmented. But I totally get you, man.
Okay, when you are on tour in Germany in 2023, I will bring you one of my special blend coffees to your concert, and you will try it. And if you don't say you love it, I will hate you. I will hit you.
Sold.
Sold. Okay, good. Okay, so Yeah, so we cleared this out. I'm gonna. I think I will get you on the dark side, on the chocolate side of life, because it's really. I get you completely. You know, it's more to do, and I hate it in the beginning. I had a mill where I had to do it by hand. Now I have an electric one, so to make it faster, the coffee. But it's really, it's kind of. You can make the dosage much easier because it depends on how many beans you put in and what I love it. Now it's a little ritual I kind of developed, in the morning.
I understand.
I do my coffee and I love the smell of it and the cocoa beans also, if they freshly roasted. It's I will get you on the dark chocolate side. I'm pretty sure. Okay. I'm pretty sure. I will just because whenever friends come over, I make them and usually will love it. Because it's so unusual. And it has some good, ingredients, that's also good for the body, like the stuff,
antioxidants and stuff
exactly,
like
the
that.
stuff what is in wine and in red wine and stuff, and anyway, I will get you to the dark side.
Okay,
so
I'll be prepared.
Yeah. Do you have any last closing words or thoughts, anything you want to share with the audience?
Nothing in particular. I mean, I have this new Neuro Wulf album in the works. New single is coming soon, or maybe it will be released. I don't know when you're gonna post this. So yeah.
See, this is you sent me the single, and I thank you very much. Can I? When is the official release? Because I would like to put it in my radio show. If I may.
It's going to be Friday the 18th.
Okay, then it's fine because I'm already a month ahead with my radio show, so I will put it in the next one, and then I can play it and say, "This is the new." Neuro.
The Wulf.
This is Wulf.
The
trance.
This is the Neuro
Wulf. Exactly. And neurotech is the more
the metal
metal stuff. Exactly. When is the new neurotech coming out?
Well,
it was just in March, right? Okay. It's already March.
So it's gonna take a bit more time. So now we are back on the trancey stuff. I
really find this fascinating because I can only say it from my perspective because I'm all over the place. For you, I know it's kind of like for 6 months you're doing this. And then 6 months you're doing this. I think it's very fascinating for me that you kind of are so
German about it.
Yeah, this is so. You're absolutely. It's kind of like you're so precise, and this is just that, and I don't something happens to go by the wayside or something, or you just put it in later for later.
Yeah, definitely. It happens all the time. I mean, now that I'm also thinking about new neurotech stuff and maybe just doing some, let's say, drum sound research, or maybe trying out different amplifiers for the guitar sound or plugins and stuff like that. So when the time comes, I already have a large palette of stuff that I work with. So it's like I think Hans Zimmer put it best. You kind of peel the potatoes and get the carrots, and then when it's time to put everything in the in the
cooking pot.
In the cooking pot, and then it starts to boil. So I'm the same way. I'm let's say for 6 months peeling the potatoes, and then I'm 6 months making the stew. So that's kind of my approach. So it keeps it really interesting for me, and it kind of clears my mind every time I'm going from an album to album. So
see, because this was one of the things I was wondering about. It's not, I try not to have stupid interview questions, but this is maybe one because it's fascinating. You're doing this for 15 years now, and it's you're not burned up, or burned out. That's what I mean. You're still having fun with it, and that's I think the thing what makes it so long lasting, that you are still like, oh yeah, this is still cool, and I'm researching. Oh, this is a new drum sample, and I can use it. And
exactly.
You're still like a little kid in a toy store, and finding new things to play around with. And this kind of keeps it fresh for yourself, because I think this is really important, that you don't, as a musician, that you just don't go through the motions. And like, when I do this drum thing and when I do that, and, it's easy to whip up a song, it's no problem.
Definitely.
But to be inspired, it's not easy, and inspired after 15 years, it's. But I think I get you now. So you're still having, like you said, you're still having fun with it and trying out new things, and that's also the good thing. It's never standing still. There's always a new thing to find out, and a new sound to explore.
New artists that you listen to, especially now with Spotify. My daily mixes are. I mean,
I like this too.
Yeah, I mean, the artists, I probably never in my life found out so much good music just in a month, let's say, for interesting artists, and you get inspired by all kinds of stuff, from sound design, from instruments which are coming almost daily now. So it's really cool. It's a really cool time to be an artist, so to say.
Show you, I have a new instrument as well.
It's drum pad, something.
Exactly, but it's a synthesizer basically. You play like a drum, and but it also can
it's
be
a sampler.
Yeah, it not a sampler. It has built-in sounds, and but you can tweak them in every direction. It's really fun to play. It's a really nice. It's more than a toy, and I really enjoy it. I mean, I played the drums once also before, and it's a lot of fun to because I was looking for something I can do in a live performance where I don't have to play guitar, but when I don't sing, I wanted to do something, and then I can just hit the drums a little bit. But wait, I had a last question for you, because this is interesting. So, what are you listening to right now, or can you take maybe 3 artists you would recommend other people to check out? What's really what you really like at the moment?
Okay, let's say the first one is what I just discovered maybe 2 days ago. It's Koan Sound. There are 2, I think, English guys, Koan, with a K, yeah, Koan Sound, and they're doing some really, pardon my French, fucked up electronics, ambient stuff, really out of this world sound design. So I don't know. Next one. Damn, there's just so much of it that I cannot pinpoint another 2 at the moment. One is this Jan Blomqvist something.
Jan Blomqvist.
Yeah, that's the guy from Armada label. I'm just kind of that's what I listen to when I'm chilling out with my daughter. She really likes kind of this minimal techno stuff, and also Nora and Pure, which is kind of a stuff that I've been also listening to for a number of years now. But
okay, that's enough. You don't have to. I just wanted to hear what you're listening to. And does it change when you go for your metal approach, for the neurotech?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe it goes into the opposite way. Maybe now I'm listening to more metal that I've been listening to when I was making the last neurotech album. So it kind of it kind of yin yangs it, if you know what I mean. So if I'm working on something which is really metal, I have to listen to Enya or
Pendulum.
Enya or
Enya.
Enigma or Vangelis or Jar or those guys. So and those girls. So yeah. But it can be. I also listen to stuff which I'm working on just for a kind of a references with mixes if they're what is the sonic quality nowadays in terms of loudness and equalization, and how are the drums, how are the vocals, just stuff like that, which kind of it helps me kind of balance stuff out, because when I'm working on stuff for months on end, you kind of get out, you get kind of gaslighted with your own
you
kind
get
of a subjective,
your own your own bubble, and you cannot be
exactly. You cannot hear your own stuff anymore. So
exactly.
So that really helps me to keep track, and also sending stuff to my friend producers and who give me the necessary feedback that to, let's say, fix something that I already forget about it because I was so focused on the hi-hat has too much of 3K on it, and there is no vocals on it.
I know.
So,
there was a funny story once that I don't know I want to say People Are People or so from Depeche Mode, where in one of the songs we did on this we forgot the bass drum or the snare or something, and we didn't realize, and we left it out, and it's still working. It's fine, but it was kind of not a conscious decision. It was just like, oh, we forgot it.
We forget it.
And but this is also the randomness of how music works. Sometimes you forget something, and then but it works, or it's you get a new idea out of it, and that's I love going back to our start. You have a daughter now, and in this world we have so little chances of creating things. I mean, with your girlfriend you created life. This is one of the rare chances where you can do something that is longer lasting than yourself, and then you also have music that you can create that is hopefully longer lasting than yourself. So I think it's a real how you say no, benefit is not the right word, but it's something very special and sacred that we're allowed to do. And so I think that's a blessing. Yeah. We are blessed to do something bigger than ourselves, with creating
grace
a
and
new
nobility, I call it, for my releases and stuff like that. So
exactly.
You have to be cautious about what you put out in the world. At least it has to be, in my opinion, I have always that notion that what I'm putting out it has some positive value to other people listen to it, because it all already helped me to go through something. So I always look at it from that kind of a perspective. So I'm not putting out 15-minute depressive songs about maybe you should kill yourself, stuff like that. But grace and nobility, I call it.
And I think okay, that's a good ending, because it's a positive ending, and I'm just talking with you is great, just to realize again how blessed we are. That the world is not perfect and something, but we can create something, and we can make it in our little bubble. We can make it better, and that's why we are talking, and that's why we have a long talk, and not just give me a snippet. And we be the change you want to see, basically.
Exactly.
And this is what you do as well. Okay, so thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you.
I need to go to my lunch. I will get in. I will be in touch anyway with you. Maybe in half a year we talk again, and when we see what's going on, and I will remember that you are not from Serbia. Oh shit! Okay. I'm so embarrassed. I'm really sorry about this. For me it was like it was this country with a S.
S.
So I was
Slovakia. Slovakia.
It's even closer. No, but it's not. I know. It's Anyway, I think last time, if you remember, we talked about that Ljubljana is the sister city of my hometown Jena. So I should, I'm next time.
No problem.
Just quiz me next time, and I will say, oh, it is South Africa, right? Something with S, something, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. You look quite pale for a South African. You must be okay. Sorry, let's not go there.
Down there, probably. So
let's not go there. Okay. Thank you very much for your time. Enjoy your life. Enjoy the time you get to spend with your daughter and with your girlfriend. It's precious. Make a lot of pictures. They grow up very, very fast. Let me tell you that. And thank you that you could find some time for me. All the best.
Thanks for having me. I had a great time, so
I'm always
waiting
happy to talk with you.
for the next.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Take care, man.
You too. Bye.